innocence and perfection of all that is real, of all that is true. To accept the perfection within and to learn the way of love that leads you to that truth is the potential journey. To allow yourself to be led down the pathway of love. And as you walk that pathway of love and accept the innocence and the perfection within, it is imperative, it is essential to hold that same perfection and innocence of everyone and everything. There is no other. Whatever the insanity of the mind likes to play as its game, it has no meaning and no relevance. The willingness to see the light, to see the innocence, is an every moment decision of the choice between sanity, truth, love, innocence, and insanity, blame, vengeance, all fear, running its program of the familiar. But every moment is a call to love. Every moment is a choice between love and hate. But no matter where the hate lands, whether it seems outside or it seems within, it's all the same. It means nothing. It has no power. It has no reality. It has no effect. It has no value. It has no worth. It's nothing. But only in the upside down mind of subtleties and grand gestures of knowing does the illusion seem to have purpose, a purpose that doesn't really exist. The journey of love is a journey to sanity and the acknowledgement and recognition that the lack of love, the belief in battle, the belief that you are without anything of love is completely fabricated by a mind that is ill, that is sick. And as every sickness is not a condemnation, but every sickness is longing for medicine. The medicine of love, the medicine of truth. Do not deny yourself the medicine. of truth and peace and harmony. Do not deny yourself the medicine of divine union, of oneness. But if you choose to deny it, even the insanity of the ego then blames something else rather than recognizing, oh, that was a choice I had. That was a choice of the past. And God waits patiently for your choice. The choice of surrender, choice of the truth, the choice of reality, the choice of love. The pathway of love is not known except by all the beings who have walked before you, taking that leap of faith, taking the risk of not knowing, not getting, not winning, not defending, protecting, demanding, until the willingness shows up in the heart that, oh, what I've been choosing is insane. The willingness to humbly recognize I was mistaken. I simply forgot and took a detour into the world of insanity. But it's also to recognize that those aren't just the dramatic moments, but the everyday, moment by moment, choosing. I don't know how to look at this. I don't know what anything means. And in that not knowing, I invite, I ask, I implore, I welcome the Spirit of love to show me the way. I surrender my mind, surrender the habits, surrender the past into the hands of love. I'm here to learn. I am not here to blame. I am not here to know. I am not here to assess. I am not here in demands. I'm here to learn. Thank God there's another way. Thank God nobody in the belief of separation was right. Thank God only love is real. This is the day. This is the moment of beginning again, as every moment is. And how does the journey go when you're not bringing all of your knowing with you to sabotage the journey? With great gratitude, surrendering the addiction to sabotage, the addiction to winning. Just surrendering, allowing at the grace of love is gently and calmly waiting to be asked to serve. There is no greater strength than the strength of prayer. There is no greater strength than the simple words, "Show me the way. I don't know. Show me the way. I'm willing. Show me the way. I accept the unknown of the wisdom of love." And in this moment, beginning again and simply breathing, and yet accepting that there's a mystery within the breath of divine love, of blessed connection, that as you breathe consciously and choose to be here, present, love can lead the way. And love can illuminate the truth. And breathing deeply with divine intention of deep surrender and deep healing. Breathing and surrendering the mind in this moment, willing to walk in love, just being led. Whatever habits have been developed in defense and protection, and in the belief of needing protection right now, surrendered, as the mind is surrendered. And breathing and allowing, and breathing into the heart, and the willingness to open the heart. Opening the heart in love. Nothing to defend, nothing to protect. Because there is nothing that is an enemy. Everything that is real is the light of God. And the rest is just a fabrication of the insanity of the belief of separation. The willingness to no longer invite nightmares. The willingness to no longer invite the belief of problems. The willingness to rest in love. Breathing. Breathing into the heart. And the willingness to begin again, to have the heart open, begin to open. No longer willing to sabotage the heart's healing with the mind. Willing for love to express itself through the heart. Willingness to allow love and invite love to fill all the energy bodies with the light of truth. Breathing and allowing and resting in God in love. The willingness as you learn to rest in God, that you are resting the mind, resting all of the feverish attempts to battle, to know, to control, letting it all go and resting in the truth of God. And breathing. Surrendering the emotional body into the hands of God. Willing for the emotional body to be healed by love, filled with light, and no longer be the hiding place of suspicions and vengeance, the hiding place of protection, defense, no longer willing to hide within the emotional body the beliefs of battle, attack. Breathing, surrendering. Surrendering the emotional body to be used by the Spirit of love. Letting the emotional body be filled with patience, truth, harmony, kindness, trust. And breathing. And surrendering the physical body. All the ways that this temporary vehicle has been used for self-hatred and the hatred of the world. No longer willing to let it be used as an identification of separation. No longer willing for the body to exemplify the belief in the personal, but letting go of all things that seem to come from a personal belief of a separate self, and willing in its place to embrace the divine intimacy, the true relationship of love, intimacy that is unknown by the belief of separation, intimacy that is only discovered in the letting go and the opening of the heart. The intimacy of oneness, the intimacy of one heart, the intimacy of divine love. This world holds no intimacy. This made-up identity holds no intimacy and no possibility of intimacy. But the intimacy of surrender, the intimacy of the divine communion with God, as you allow the guidance of love to be listened to be heard, to be obeyed, to be followed. Show me the way. And in this moment of love itself, that is the divine intimacy, the affirming that here in the infinite circle of love we are one. The holy circle of love, in which you must invite every beloved into this intimate, holy circle of love, or you hold yourself out. You can't enter without entering with everyone. when you choose that someone, something is not wanted in the intimate circle of love. You bar the door for your own awareness of that love. God's will is for everyone to recognize that this holy circle of love is the truth of all life. The truth of all existence and reality. Within this infinite circle of love, there is only one presence here. It is the life force of God. And within this life force, we live and move and breathe as one in the holy circle of love. No one can be excluded, or the insanity returns. Everyone invited, everyone embraced as the one. And all thoughts in that embrace, all thoughts of separation and identity and personal, disappear. Disappear because they never existed. Disappear because they're an illusion and have no value. And breathing and affirming that this sanctuary is filled with love, because love is all that exists. Love is all that is possible in truth. This universe is all love. The dropping away of the personal perception of needs, of getting, of winning, is essential to the remembering of love. The willingness to open the heart and truly want to be led. Where would you have me be? What would you have me say? How would you have me look at everything? Show me the way. I will follow. I will follow. I will follow. Allow this prayer to permanently live in your heart and to extricate all of the poison that has been there in the belief of separation. Willing to receive the medicine of love, to break through the poison of fear. The Divine Mother and the Divine Father are always leading. In truth, the Divine Mother and Father are God in its entirety. Only using the elements of Mother and Father to have a deeper connection of surrender and comfort, and to realize that creation is not the creator. Rainha da Floresta, the Divine Mother, one of its aspects. Queen of the forest, the Queen of the earth. Breathing, living, and within that breathing and living is the divine spirit of all love. The willingness to let go of the labels and the identity that's been made of the temporary form, so that love cannot be seen or known because a separate identity has been given to everything. No longer willing to hold that separate identity, but enter into the divine beingness of love and light that is everyone and everything. Rainha da Floresta, I will follow where you lead. I am going, where you lead me, I will go. Rainha da Floresta, I will follow where you lead. I am going, where you lead. Rainha da Floresta, I am going where you lead. I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. I am going to my mother to be healed. She takes me in her arms, and to her I must go. Rainha da Floresta, I am going where you lead. I am going, where you lead me, I will go. Rainha da Floresta, I love you so. I will go on with my mother, where she leads me, I must go. I am going to my Father to be healed. I am going in the truth and to be real. I am going to my Father, and it's true. Oh, my mother, lead me home. It's now up to you. Oh, my mother, I am coming to you, Father, let me be. I am coming to my mother, in my mother, let me be. I am going to be healed in the heart of love. I am going into love. Rainha da Floresta is calling us home. Come, my sisters, come, my brothers, come with me, let's go. The divine is leading into the holy circle of love. But the choice has to be constantly reaffirmed and reaffirmed again, of what you truly want, of what your purpose is, and of what you are believing in, what you are giving your life to, and wasting time for the purpose of nothing, rather than for the purpose of everything. The stark choice between love and hate. The ego does not want you to see the stark choice between love and hate. It wants to pretend and give false ideas about purposes and plans and expectations and problems and blaming and winning and losing and death at the very top of the list. Do not be fooled. by the insanity because you think it's your own mind and that it's legitimate because you made it up. The spiritual journey is a divine life. It's a divine life of your true purpose for all the lifetimes that you've walked, for all the lifetimes that you battled, for all the lifetimes of insanity. This is the lifetime of the call to love and answering that call. Don't squander it with self-made up separation. Use it and allow the Holy Spirit to use it. Every moment precious in its possibilities of love. Every moment precious. Because every moment is the moment of remembering by choice. The ordinary life of love. It's not about finally becoming something. It's finally recognizing that everything is love. And the personal disappears, never having any value. And the intimacy lights up the universe in the oneness of union and harmony and love. The stars already arrived to say your name. I am, I am, I am. I am the child of God. The stars have taken me to recognize the whole world, to discover this truth, and to live in the truth. I climbed mountains of thorns, stepping on sharp points. And then the stars told me that in this world everything can be healed. The stars told me, listen a lot and speak little. To be able to open to the awareness and commune with the guides that are here for me. All the guides have arrived. The guides are here. Love is here, bringing the good medicine of truth, the medicine of reality, to eliminate the poison of the lies of separation, and to heal all beloveds, to return home and rest in God. As estrelas já chegaram para dizer o nome seu. Sou eu, sou eu, sou eu, sou eu filho de Deus. As estrelas me levaram para colher o mundo inteiro, para conhecer a verdade, para poder ser verdadeiro. E subir serás de espinos, pisando pontos agudas. As estrelas me disseram, no mundo seguro tudo. as estrelas me disseram, ouve muito e fala pouco, para poder compreender e conversar com meus caboclos. Os caboclos chegaram de braços no pés no chão. Eles trazem remumbo para curar os cristãos. I am, I am, I am. I am the child of God. Don't shy away from the truth of love. And don't confuse being the child of God with knowing something. The healing of the mind is what everyone is here for. The healing of illusion. The willingness to open the heart and accept that in this world everything can be healed, because in this world it is all nothing. How difficult is it to heal nothing? But when you believe in it and you give it worth, that becomes your battleground. The addiction to battle also must be healed. The addiction to believing that there are enemies must be healed for love to be remembered. The stars have taken me to discover this truth. This truth does not come from what you think you know. The truth comes as the heart opens and accepts the mysteries of love and the willingness to let the Holy Spirit of love lead you and to speak to you and to guide you, show you the way. In deep gratitude for the love that is offered, for the service that is constantly offered, for the presence of love that is always here, whether it is recognized or not. How do I listen? How do I listen to others? As if everyone were my master, speaking to me his cherished last words, wanting to not miss a single word, to be willing to look through the illusion of what you think you know, which is the veil, the shield that stops every beloved from recognizing how to listen, how to see. How do I listen? How do I listen to others? With suspicion, with already assessment being there as the defense device of choice? Of listening to others and possibly running the gamut of the ego's battled cry? In every moment, that is the choice that's being made. To listen with your heart and to want to learn what is available in every moment. The purpose of defense is to stay separate. It has no other purpose. Even though the ego uses the strategy that says, I'm going to win this, even though I'm pretending to listen. This is about me. This is about personal getting. This is about personal winning. The only reason I'm listening to anybody else is so that I can show what I know, instead of hearing the call for love, instead of hearing the teaching that is really being offered in everyone's speaking. To hear and to see past what you're hearing with the ears. How do I listen? This is a place of honesty that the world and the identity of separation knows nothing about. Because in the belief of separation, there is no honesty. There's nothing to be honest about. When you believe in separation, when you believe in a separate identity, you are enthralled in lies of a made-up self. The made-up self that says, I'm in danger, I don't have enough, I believe in scarcity, I believe in death, I believe in attack, I believe in wrongdoing, and I believe I'm right. And in that belief of being right, the ego even tries to kidnap honesty and use honesty to camouflage the lies that are being danced with. Honesty belongs to truth. Honesty belongs to love. When you are honest within, when you are willing to identify what you're believing in honesty, you are offering love for possibly the first time to yourself. Honesty is a gift of love. Because to accept that there is no honesty in the world that you made, that there is no honesty in your concepts, in your perceptions, in what you think you know and what you think you see. In the past, no honesty. That is the beginning of honesty. To accept. I don't know honesty, but I'm willing to learn how to embrace honesty and to open the doorway to choice, because without honesty there is no choice. If you are believing in the ego's ploys of separation in all of its manufactured expressions, you don't have a relationship with honesty. There can't be any honesty there because it's based on illusion. Something that's made up has no possibility of being honest because it doesn't exist. It honestly doesn't exist. That's the only way that honesty can be used with the illusion, is to realize it is illusion, honestly. And to no longer have your allegiance with dishonesty. That's a place that the ego, in its buildup of facades, all these facades that are built up in identities to being together and being knowing and being this and being that, and even on the other side of the coin, the believing that you're in danger, believing that you're being without, it's all the same. It's all dishonest, it's all lies, it's all made up. Has no reality. To open to the honesty is thank God. Thank God that wasn't true. If you honestly want to meet yourself, truly, then you can't hold any grievances. Either grievances of what you think about yourself, or grievances projected onto others. It's all the same. They can't meet. Grievances cannot meet self-awareness. It's not possible. You can pretend that you have self-awareness. The ego can make any kind of illusional identity that you can think of. So you can have the illusion of honesty, you can have the illusion of knowing yourself, being aware, self-aware, when it's all based on dishonesty. Because to know the truth within is to go within. To know the truth within, to have the truth revealed, it's not a knowing with the mind. It's an awareness that opens in surrender. Of the refusal to accept the past as legitimate and everything that came with it. All the habits. And there are tons of habits. Tons. Everything that you think you know is part of a habit that's been developed that says, okay, now I have a protected defense system that I can combat this dishonest belief of death that I have, and that I am now geared for survival. Except the survival is all about the body. The emotions is part of the body. How you're treated, how you're respected, how you're seen, how you're liked, whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, it's part of your defense system to protect and defend the body as an identity. And all of the effort that goes into it is just habit. From the moment that you wake up in the morning, thoughts are running of what you think you know. The moment you open your eyes, you identify. Not consciously, because if it was, you'd recognize, what is this for? But the moment you wake up, you're assessing, even just in that moment of waking up, what is it that I like and what is it that I don't like? What is it that I want? What is it that I don't want? It's all me. It's all my decisions. It's all my ideas. I'm using these eyes to assess, to judge. Letting it all go. From the moment that you awaken in the morning, this is a day of not knowing. Take my eyes and use them for love. I don't want to see anything today that I think I know what it is. I don't want these eyes to be used for the purpose of separation today, in all of its subtleties, from knowing and giving everything identities and reasons and purposes and values and levels and degrees. Surrender my eyes that were mine, they're now God's. I don't want these eyes anymore. I don't want to use these ears anymore to distinguish what I like and what I don't like and what I agree with and who is saying what to me and how they're saying it and what it means and what it's for and what it's about and that I know the answers and all of it. I don't want to use this mouth today for anything except the praise of God, the praise of truth, and the humility that I don't know. I don't know the answers. I don't know what to assess. I don't know what to attach to. I don't know. There's nothing to attach to. Show me the way. And use these words, use this voice only to bless, to comfort, and to express gratitude. I surrender this identity, everything that I made out of it, everything, every nuance. Surrender it into the hands of God, because this is where the healing is. In this surrender, show me how to walk in this world, and show me, teach me to offer love. I want to remember. I want to come home. And I can't come home with this dishonest belief in grievances and judgments and the belief in battle. I can't keep trying to win, trying to prove. I know the word proving comes up a lot in Satsang. Why does it come up so much? Because it is such a vicious weapon. It's a vicious weapon because you want others to prove themselves, and you want others to approve, and you want to keep proving. It's a vicious lie that absolutely has no value, because you will never, ever, ever get what you're looking for. You will never, never satisfy that viciousness of winning by proving. To accept that you are the light of God. To accept that there is nothing to prove. and to accept that everything is always in perfection is to let go of the value that you have given to things that are without any value. Nothing to prove. All of the work that is the striving in this world is about trying to prove. Proving that you are achieving something. Proving that you are acceptable. Proving that you are good. Proving that you are smart. Mm-hmm. Proving that you know a lot. Proving that you have worth. It's not possible. It's completely impossible. Illusion can never make anything that has any value in it, ever. And proving is not of God. There's nothing to prove in the truth of God. The whole concept of proving is already coming from a place that says, I'm without. If you accept that you are the light of God, if you accept the stars told me, I am, I am, I am. I am the child of God. If you accept that, in whatever ways that it's expressed, to be everything is to be everything. Only from the belief that you are nothing, that you have no worth, can the battle of proving raise its poisonous head. But you will never, never succeed. Ever. It's completely impossible. It has no reality. And all proving is hatred. It's clear, simple hatred. If you have to prove to someone, or you want to prove to someone, including yourself, what you think of as yourself, if you want to prove something, you have that addiction to proving, the honesty is that proving is hatred. And all that it ever does is continue to affirm that hatred has reality and is legitimate. To rest in God, to rest in God, is to accept. I never have to prove anything ever again, because there's nothing to prove. So imagine, just in the everyday life, someone says something that they know, they think they know, and everything in you of the addiction of proving wants to step up and top it. everything in you wants to be recognized. Well, no, they might be getting some recognition there. Oh, whoa, wait a minute, I'm threatened. Where's that threat coming from? That threat comes from the belief in scarcity. The belief that there is not enough, and you believe your own lies. You believe your own concepts. When love is promising, the abundance of love is infinite. Infinite. What do you believe you're missing? What are you trying to prove that you're right about? Because proving includes being right. What are you trying to prove that you're right about? That there is scarcity? That you're right, that you don't have the abundance of God's love? You are not the infinite truth of God? You're trying to prove how right you are? For what? That's where the honesty has to be raised to its helpfulness. To accept honestly, if I'm the light of God, everyone is the light of God. If everyone is the light of God, I'm the light of God. If I see something else, it's because I'm lying to myself. If I see something else, it's because I don't know the truth. I want to remember. I want to come home to peace and harmony. Show me the way. And in every single teaching, love is showing the way. I cannot hold grievances and learn the truth. It's not possible. So the honesty then is when you're holding a grievance. I don't want the truth. I want pain and suffering. Now everybody would say, well, that's insane. But that's what's underneath the game of grievances and proving and winning and knowing. In all of its insanity. It doesn't matter what kind of personality you developed. It doesn't matter. It's all exactly the same. It's all insane. No one has developed a better personality than someone else. No one has done a better job in the illusion than someone else. There are no medals for a better illusion. There are no medals for a better insanity, for a more together, functional insanity. No, it just means that you're better at insanity. It has no value. You can't compare one illusion to the other. Well, you can if you want to. You can compare all the illusions you want to. And you can believe that it's a purpose. The purpose of comparing illusions is to be right and to have a justification for your wrath, for your upset, for your despondency, for your belief that you are unloved, for your belief that you think you know something. You can compare all the illusions that you want, and you can even categorize them and put them into boxes of, oh, these are good illusions, And these are not so good illusions. These need a lot of help. I need to really work on those illusions. They're all insane. The reason that it's so essential to see the insanity of the illusions is because of the dishonesty that is inherent in the illusion. To bring honesty to the illusion is to bring light. And to refuse to bow down any longer to the sentinels of darkness that you made in the fear of a separate identity. The sentinels of darkness that you made to protect the ego identity, to not uncover it out of the fear that you'll be without. But so far, what's the track record? The track record of the illusion is it has never brought you joy, it has never brought you peace, it has never brought you harmony, it has never brought you closer to the awareness of the divine. It has never served anything other than to promote the belief of separation and the illusion of battle. The honesty of love is being called for. What I hear, what I see, comes from my own thoughts and beliefs, no place else. That honesty is the beginning of healing. The honesty of anything that I'm believing that is not harmony and peace, I am completely making up. That is straight honesty. I'm making it up. I can stop at any moment. But the first place of healing is the acknowledgement I'm making it up. There is no healing until there's a recognition of where it's coming from. Because the ego has the system of projection. The projection is essential to the insanity. You have believed for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime that what you saw outside was the cause of your disturbance. It has nothing to do with anything outside. Nothing. No one and nothing has ever disturbed you from outside. That's the honesty. The disturbance is always from my beliefs of separation. Period. Period. And here comes freedom, just in that awareness, just in that acceptance. In that acceptance. When I believe my own thoughts, I suffer. When I think I know, I suffer. When I rely on the past, because that's the only place I can rely on, because that's all that I know is from the past, I will suffer. Cause and effect in the world is coming from your own mind. No place else. And that's the only place where healing is. It is never in proving outside, never from getting outside, never from fixing outside, never from defending from outside, condemning outside. It's all the realization that these thoughts are my hell. To choose between hell and heaven is to change your mind. Not about what you think you see, but about what you think you know. because everything that you think you see is coming from what you think you know. And there is no other source. Thank God it's not true, because illusion has no truth. But you can suffer with it because of the belief in suffering. The belief that suffering is legitimate and has purpose. At one point, very early, I wouldn't even call it the spiritual journey yet that I was walking, because it wasn't consciously very much of a spiritual journey consciously. I had received a letter from someone that I had a grievance with. As a matter of fact, I thought about this grievance all the time. I stayed with this grievance all the time. This beloved was not my beloved. This beloved was my enemy in my mind. And I would read this letter that this enemy sent me. And I would read it again and again and again. And every time I read it, I would be filled with rage, indignation, upset, hatred. And a beloved that I hadn't seen for a while came to visit, and I proudly pulled out that letter to prove how right I was. And I expected this beloved to join me in the hatred of how right I was, how justified I was. And this beloved looked at me and said, "Who's suffering? Is the beloved who wrote the letter suffering? Or are you suffering?" And that spiritual teaching smacked me in the head like a brick. And for just a moment, I received the connection of cause and effect of my own mind, my own insanity. And I tore up the letter. And I refused to ever think about it again. That beloved was a beloved that I, in my conscious spiritual journey, definitely had to bring into my heart and recognize as the divine, and to ask for forgiveness from within for the mistaken identity I had given them, and to forgive myself for the mistaken identity I'd given myself through that unholy relationship, through that special relationship of having an enemy and being so right. And that beloved, when she was my enemy, when I perceived her to be my enemy and that my grievances were valid and justified, that beloved became every enemy that I had in the past. She symbolized every enemy. And I could focus on the hatred, on the injustice, on the victimhood, on the wanting to prove how good I was and how I didn't deserve to be treated like that. Not in any way was I seeing that I was the one that was attacking, that I was the one filled with hatred, projected onto her, and hatred within, all hatred, poison, lies, complete lies. Was forgiveness necessary? Absolutely. Not the forgiveness of the world. Not the forgiveness of the world that is just a joke, that says, I'm going to be magnanimous and forgive you for all the terrible mistakes you've made because I'm a bigger person. No, it is no forgiveness. It's just a game. A game of I'm going to let this slide, but I'm still going to be the judge and jury of your behavior and your actions. And whether I agree or disagree with how you behave and what you're doing for me and against me and all of the made up lies. But the true forgiveness that this beloved had done nothing and could do nothing. Forgiveness that this was the child of God, that I had kicked out of the holy circle, that I had said, no, you don't belong in this holy circle. I'm the one who knows. I'm the one who, in the arrogance of separation, believes that they're God and that they decide to forgive myself, to forgive this self for believing that any beloved could be something other than the light of God. That I had the power of forgiveness within me to restore that beloved's true identity in my heart. And that I could receive healing and transformation through my willingness to forgive my insanity. Every day, that opportunity. The ego would like to make a nice cookie cutter life, compartmentalize everything, have good illusions of identity. But every beloved is being called to come naked, forgetting everything that you ever thought you knew, and come empty onto God, naked. Here I am. Here I present myself. I am light, I am light, I am light. Here, where I am. I'm light, I'm light, I'm light. No longer willing to blame, no longer willing to believe in scarcity, believe in differences, believe in levels and degrees and hatred and the world's distortion of forgiveness, tossing it all and accepting the divine forgiveness of love. There's a sad game that goes on in the ego. Blame keeps the sad game going. Blaming in all of its subtleties, grievances in all of its subtleties, and never forgetting. Not only not forgiving, but never forgetting. Because that's what runs the ego, is to never forget the grievances. Go deeply within. Go deeply and honestly within into your heart and forgive every element of the past that you have believed in as accurate and real. Forgiving all elements of the identity that you made forgiving. Letting go of the sad game of blame, because it keeps stealing all your wealth. Every time that you have a connection with God, and the ego gets so upset and disturbed by that connection that it wants to sabotage every single time by returning to addiction, by returning to what you think you know. And it steals all your wealth. It's not really capable of stealing anything, but it steals it from your awareness so that you're not aware of the wealth of love. You're not aware of the wealth of joy, the wealth of harmony and peace. Don't buy the sabotage. Don't buy the blame. Don't give it value. Choose. Blame keeps the sad game going, keeps stealing all your wealth, giving it to an imbecile with no financial skills. The imbecile is your identity. The imbecile is the ego and all of its knowing. And it steals. And it corrupts. It has no intention of any healing. None. And no healing will come from it. That's the honesty of love. Dear one, wise up. Wise up, meaning open your heart, open your awareness to the truth, to the wisdom that doesn't come from the past, but that comes from love. All the gratitude for healing, all the gratitude that you were mistaken. The gratitude that you weren't right. And that the battle is not the way. And that the concept of getting and the concept of proving of any kind has no purpose at all. To give your eyes to God, to give your ears to God, to give your voice to God, is to be willing to see through the eyes of love, not with the eyes, with the heart. And to keep dropping in. I don't know anything. Show me the way. I will listen. I will learn. I will accept. Show me the way. The ease of love. Let the sad game go.